Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to NoDQ&A video right here on NoDQ.com, as well as the YouTube channel and NoDQ&A videos affiliate ringsidenews.com. Got your questions here from spring.me/Aaron Rift regarding Seth Rollins, Evolution, Batista, Money in the Bank, and many other topics. So let's get started with the first one today from Imperial90. And I also have a similar question from Kevin3011. Hey Aaron, now that Seth Rollins has joined Evolution, do you see Batista coming back and joining the Shield to get vengeance on Triple H? Please answer in video. Well, anything is possible, but I think that a lot of it will depend on when Batista is coming back, because who knows what's going to happen with this Evolution and Shield storyline. For all we know, the Shield could be completely broken up by the time Batista comes back, or the Shield could have a new member already. One thing is for sure, I think that when Batista comes back, the logical storyline would be for him to feud with Triple H and possibly have a match with Randy Orton. So once again, it just depends on when he's coming back, and I don't see him coming back in the immediate future. So anything is possible, anything can happen. I think that when Batista returns, which will probably be SummerSlam at the earliest, we'll see him get back into the mix. And depending on the situation with the Shield, either he'll be aligned with them or he'll be feuding with Triple H and Randy Orton on his own. Don't actually see him joining the Shield and becoming a member of the Shield. All right, this next one comes from one of NoDQ.com's favorite question submitters, Kayfabe Candy Ass. Do you think the Seth Rollins turn is up there with Shawn Michaels in terms of shock value? I would say in terms of just pure shock value and being surprised, this was probably a little bit more shocking, the actual turn, because with Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty, that was something that was slowly building. You knew that those guys were going to split at some point. That was the direction it was going. With the Seth Rollins turn, people didn't think that it was going to be Seth that would turn and join Evolution, as I mentioned in previous videos. So because of that, because of the shock and surprise of Seth being the one to turn, I would say that that was the biggest surprise. But in terms of the overall execution of the angle, I still say nothing tops the Shawn Michaels turn on Marty Jannetty. Just the fact, I mean, when you talk about shock value, just complete disbelief when Shawn Michaels threw Marty Jannetty into the barbershop window, and you had the commentary with Bobby Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon. So overall, that angle I thought was a lot better, but just in terms of the surprise factor of the turn itself, you know, Seth Rollins was definitely up there among the all-time most shocking turns in WWE history. All right, this one comes from Joa Hack 13. Hey Aaron, how do you feel about the idea of the Money in the Bank match being contested for the vacated WWE World Heavyweight Championship? Personally, I love the idea and hope it happens. Well, I think that it's a good idea if you really have no other choice, because everybody likes the concept of Money in the Bank where the winner gets the briefcase and he can cash it in at any time over the next year. And, you know, that adds an element of surprise and an element of anticipation of what's going to happen. When's he going to cash in Money in the Bank? So if you have that match be for the WWE title, then you don't have that. You don't have that whole storyline of Money in the Bank. So I'm really hoping that if they have to do the Money in the Bank match for the WWE title, that maybe they will do 2 Money in the Bank matches, maybe have the WWE title Money in the Bank be the top guys, and then have some of the other guys in the other match where they get the briefcase if they win, and you can have 2 Money in the Bank matches that way. Because, you know, I want to see the guy with the briefcase and have that storyline. I mean, it's something interesting and something to look forward to every year on WWE television. All right, this one comes from Little J96. At Payback, when Cody Rhodes said that Goldust needs a better partner than him, is this a sign of Cody Rhodes turning on Goldust and leading towards Cody versus Goldust at SummerSlam? Well, it's definitely building up towards a split, and they got this storyline now where Goldust is having a different partner, and I'm guessing it'll end up with Cody Rhodes realizing that he wasn't the problem, it was Goldust, and that will be the official split. You know, I'm expecting Cody to be the one that turns heel on Goldust, and they'll have a match at some point. Will it be SummerSlam? I mean, at this point, that seems to be the right timetable to have it take place at SummerSlam. Have several weeks now where Goldust has different partners, and then maybe around the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, you have the actual turn, or even at the Battleground pay-per-view. Still a couple months away until SummerSlam, so it's possible we could see the split sooner and have a match at Battleground. Time will tell with that. But yeah, definitely it looks like we're going to have that match at some point. Although, in my opinion, and I've talked about this before, it should have been done at WrestleMania. That's when we should have seen that Cody Rhodes versus Goldust match. All right, this one comes from BHinder1. What do you think of the idea of Cody Rhodes joining Evolution? I think it's too little too late, and as I just mentioned, Cody Rhodes has got the storyline with Goldust, and that's going to be going on for at least the next couple of months. So I don't think that it's going to happen. I don't think that Cody Rhodes joining Evolution is in the cards at this point. I think that, in my personal opinion, if you're going to put somebody into Evolution, that you want to put in somebody who's an up-and-coming star who is still got a chance to make it on top in WWE. And with Cody Rhodes, I mean, yes, he could still get a huge push and be a top star. I don't think it's going to happen. He was pushed for a while. He was starting to work his way up. And as I've talked about time and time again, people always ask me, why doesn't this guy get pushed? Why doesn't that guy get pushed? The reason is that guys get pushed, and then WWE, if they don't feel that this guy is becoming a top star, they push that guy to the side and they look at somebody else. And WWE is always youth-oriented. They're always trying to bring in younger guys in their early 20s, and see if they can make those guys the next big superstar. So with Cody Rhodes, he got his big opportunity, and a lot of guys, the names are endless. John Morrison, MVP, Kofi Kingston. All these guys, for one period of time, WWE gave them a big push. But then when it didn't work out as well as WWE had hoped, those guys were put aside. The Miz, lots of guys have gotten the opportunities, but WWE gives up on them and looks to the next guy in line. All right, this one comes from WWE fan Dark Arrow. Hey Aaron, has Paige failed as a Divas Champion? She is barely showcased and does 3 clotheslines followed by a scorpion crosslock for a tap out. Well, I wouldn't say she's a failure yet, but the thing is, the whole Divas division needs to change. And until it changes, it doesn't matter who the champion is. You can have Paige as the champion. You can have AJ Lee as the champion. Until the whole division is given more credibility and the Divas are actually able to go out there and have quality matches on pay-per-view and not just be filler, nothing is going to change. So you can't really say that Paige is a failure or she's a success, because she's not really going to have a chance to succeed or fail, because the Divas division is what it is at this point. It's essentially filler for WWE, and the Divas are there to be on Total Divas and sell calendars and provide 5 to 10 minutes of filler on pay-per-view between the big matches. So, I mean, that's the reality of the situation, and, you can't put any fault on Paige for the Divas title not meaning anything with her as champion, because she really is, her hands are tied. There's only so much she can do when WWE is pulling all the strings. All right, this one comes from iDrawed for Life. Hey Aaron, keep up the great job. Hope to meet you at WrestleMania 31. Please answer on video. After watching NXT TakeOver, it was awesome. Would you agree with me that NXT is delivering a better product than WWE? And that was your question. Okay, regarding TakeOver and how it compares to recent WWE shows, yeah, I thought TakeOver was very entertaining, and you have to look at it this way. With TakeOver, you have guys that are going out there and they know that everybody's watching, all the people in WWE are watching, and a lot of the fans are watching now more than ever because of the network. So, these guys are really motivated to go out there and give it their best performance. They're young, they're hungry, they want to make it on the main roster. So you really see that when these guys go out there and perform, they're really giving it their very best. And, they really want it. And that makes the show very entertaining. And it's a different feel from your typical WWE show. You know, it's 400 or 500 people. It's a small crowd, very rabid crowd, and you know, small building. So the atmosphere is very different from your typical WWE show, and because of that, it's just a breath of fresh air. It's something different, and you know, I'm glad that WWE is doing these specials, and you know, it's nice to have a change of pace from your usual Raw and SmackDown WWE product. All right, final question here from TSXI Super Matt. Hey Aaron, what do you think of the current position of the US title with Sheamus being the champion? Do you feel that this devalues Sheamus or the title? Please answer in video. Well, the title doesn't really mean anything at this point, so it doesn't matter who the champion is. I wouldn't say that Sheamus is making the title any more important or devaluing the title. I don't think he's devaluing the title. And, you know, Sheamus is in a spot right now where he's not the top guy. And going back to earlier, I mean, Sheamus is a guy that WWE's always been high on. So, you know, I think guys like Sheamus have a better chance of getting another big push again compared to somebody like Cody Rhodes. Right now, it's just something for Sheamus to do because, honestly, I don't think that they really have any idea what to do with him. I mean, a lot of people online say, turn Sheamus heel. That seems like a logical storyline to do with him. But at this point, I think that they want to keep him as a babyface, and you already have John Cena, Daniel Bryan on top as babyfaces, and The Shield, Dean Ambrose, and Roman Reigns. So, you know, Sheamus is stuck in a mid-card position right now. But, you know, I think that the fact that he does have the U.S. title means that WWE does want something for him, and, you know, they want to keep him as a regular on WWE television and not let him get lost in the shuffle too much. Because at some point, I think they will have a big idea for him, and they'll do something with him. All right, that'll do it for this edition of No DQ&A video. Thanks as always for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, youtube.com/NoDQ&AV. Share this video on Facebook and Twitter, and I will see you guys next time for another edition of No DQ&A video.